Hello, hello. I am Ezra, and today we are interviewing Sal for a segment on the Sofa with Sal. We are talking about the Young People's Participation Report, an internal report about young people and their experience within Apex Fostering. And I'm super excited about this, as is Sal. Anyways, hi Sal, how are you?
Hi, hello Ezra. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So tell me a little bit, why are we doing this report?
So it's very important to us at Apex to understand what young people's experiences are of our services and others, and also to make sure that we know exactly what they want and not just assume we know what they want, but to hear from them themselves in our development of further services.
Absolutely, yes.
Overall, I'm so impressed that out of the 19 young people we have over 8 years of age, 16 took part in the survey. And we did it, as you know, through a face-to-face Zoom call with them, so they could see us and we were able to explain very easily what the purpose of the research was.
Absolutely, yes. And so this whole report was conducted by you and me, though I must say I do think one of the funniest moments for me was when I was talking to someone and I asked, what would you like to be different? And they said that they wanted a cat.
Yeah.
And for the next following 5 questions, the answer to everything was, I would like a cat. And when I said,
Yes.
not a cat, something else, they said 2 cats. And we kept going until 4 cats. And then I said, if you can't have any cats, what would you like differently?
Bless.
So, yeah, but then again, we had others where I was pretty much almost crying because they worded it so beautifully.
Yeah.
So I think our young people are amazing, even when
They
they're
are.
little jokesters, you know?
They are.
So how we're going to be doing this is I'm going to read a few sections of the report. You get to listen in on that. Sal will come with their commentary on it. And I will also go through a few facts. And then we will talk about actions that we are taking within Apex to continue delivering child-centered services.
Yeah.
And strengthening it. Okay. So at the very beginning, there's a few sentences that I want to highlight. The first one is, at Apex, we want to ensure services are developed and delivered with young people's full involvement. This is always core of what we're doing. You mentioned it briefly that we had a lot of people participating. Our completion rate was 89%, which is great. Happy, safe, and supported were 3 words we used a lot. Nearly all the participants spoke very positively about the Apex events. Like we went to Southend, the Zoo, the Polar Express, which is good. Some of them did not really respond here because they haven't had the chance to participate in those events yet. But tell us, why is it important that we have these events?
So bringing everybody together across the agency for these events is really important for us. It gives them the opportunity to get to know other young people that are looked after as well, and they form bonds, and then every school holiday, every big school holiday, we do a large event, and it's really nice. They make friends with other people, and we get to see how the young people develop and change as well over their time with us. But they really look forward to the events, and I really look forward to seeing them as well.
Yeah, that was actually with one of the young people that I interviewed. I asked, why do you like these events? And they said, because we also get to see Sally and like you and the staff members, you know? And that was very sweet, because that also means that the staff we have in our agency reflect those child-centered values and make the children feel happy, safe, and involved.
And we had a review this week from a young person who is a birth child who's grown up in a fostering household, and it really warms your heart when you see how supportive they are of the process, having to share their parents, and how it's changed them as a person as well. And some of these people will go on to foster themselves. So I think one of the things that is fairly unique about us is all the carers will talk about Apex as a family. And we use the term staff employee, but really we're all part of that family.
Yeah.
And everybody really wants to support each other, and it's a wonderful feeling.
It is. It really is. Speaking of the review that we got
Yes.
from the birth child, there's also actually a blog out from another birth child
Yes.
on our website that is talking about what it's like being a birth child in a foster family, and how sometimes they can kind of feel a bit neglected, especially from social workers and the fostering agency, but they're a really important part in the well-being
Yeah.
of the foster children. So how do we make sure that also the birth children are involved and feel valued and are part of the child-centeredness?
So we don't distinguish in terms of like when we're giving gifts, when we're acknowledging things. So every young person involved with Apex for their birthday, birth or foster child, will get a voucher from us. When it's Christmas, every child will get acknowledged there as well. And we acknowledge, we send out certificates around when it's time to recognise birth children. We send a little certificate saying thank you so much, because they're sharing their home and their parents and their siblings with other people too. And we want them to know how important they are. The thing with us, because a lot of our children are long term, they become part of the family. So they refer to the carers as mum and dad. They regard their non-genetic siblings as siblings. And it's really beautiful to see those families develop and the support that those children give to each other. And when we do the events, all children come to those events. So it feels really, really healing, and it just brings immense joy to see everybody enjoying themselves and having fun.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's really beautiful. And I will not cry during this interview.
No.
13 out of 16 said that they feel listened to during decisions about their care. And every single child confidently named a trusted adult they could go to if they were worried. Tell me a little bit, why is it not 16 out of 16 first?
So in terms of the children, we put children into foster homes all the time. So it could be that those children haven't been with us for very long. And so they've not built up the trust. And it takes time for children that have experienced neglect and abuse. To trust adults is not going to be an instant thing. And I will say, not all foster carers, I like to think in my agency it is true, all foster carers are amazing and wonderful. But I've seen examples where that isn't the case. So building up trust would be even more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I think taking that into consideration, it is quite good that every child could name a trusted adult. They said that they feel listened to during decisions about their care. How do we make sure that the children, that the young people are involved in the decisions and feel listened to?
So the social workers that we have will go out and spend time getting to know the young people as well. They'll also visit the foster carers, and because we are very close units, if there is an issue with the young person, say in school or something, or that they need support, they will advocate on their behalf as well. And we encourage our carers to be vocal about that. We don't want people who are just going to see young people struggling and not fight for them on that front. In terms of the children's reviews and meetings about them, one of the things that we asked was about, would you want to be involved more in the decisions? And so we're going to be offering some training so that they will be able to chair their own reviews, which I think must feel very empowering to be able to do that. And instead of kind of being questioned by professionals, you're the person asking questions of the professionals. I think that's really cool. So, yeah.
It is very cool. Great with the training that is coming up. We'll talk more about that in the action plan. But that was also one of the things that struck me a lot when I was talking to the young people, was that they knew that they were partaking in it and had agency over their own life and their own decisions. Obviously with adult supervision and stuff, depending on their age. But, you know, some of the older ones as well was like feeling very involved in their decisions about their current, present, but also their future, which is good. Now, many value recognition, awards, certificates, and celebration events are important. I'll say that it's like that for adults as well.
Yes,
Everybody wants to be recognized. At the moment, how do we recognize young people?
So at the moment, we have a fridge magnet, and the design of it is taken from something called the achievement tree. So when a young person achieves something, it doesn't have to be something massive. It can just be, which is massive for them, sitting through a meal without having to shout or become distressed. Then we acknowledge that in the quarterly bulletin. The carers every week can write on the fridge on a magnet which we give them to say, this week you did this, well done. And then if they do something that's a little bit above and beyond, then they will get a magnet from me and a special acknowledgement. And then we wanted to hear what young people's ideas were around this. And so I think in the future, and we'll probably tie it into the Christmas event, make it a big thing, we're going to have an award ceremony, which obviously every young person will get an award, and it will need to be meaningful and specific to them.
The beautiful, beautiful thing about Apex is that we can make it really meaningful and specific because you are so close to the young people and to the carers, and that is a priority.
Yes.
And so how, like, I've been working with you for about a year now, and how I'm seeing you build the agency is I'm trying, like, speaking as you, trying to get as much of the time-consuming tasks off my schedule so that I can spend that time building those relationships and building that trust and building that I see you relationship.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
I do want to say we have very high levels of trust and safety, joy and belonging, gratitude and love, definitely high, but also the gratitude part is not always easy when you've had a turbulent childhood, obviously. And then with vulnerability, it was there present, but with some of the young people, it was a little bit harder than others. Again, very understandable.
Yeah.
Do you see the gratitude and the vulnerability, do you see that change over time as the longer they're within Apex fostering, or?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're encouraging relationships, not just with their foster parents and the whole family there, but with the team at Apex, with their social worker, even so that they know who I am as well, so that they really do feel part of something bigger. And we have young people who, when they arrive, they're very mistrustful. They might have had very few boundaries in the home. They've had a number of breakdowns in the home, so they're worried that they're going to be thrown out if they misbehave or take a step wrong. So it's really important that our carers are resilient and they're able to stand that initial storm when it comes, so that then through that they work through it, they develop their boundaries and agreements, and the young people start to feel safe.
Yeah, that is beautiful, and that's what's happening here. Lovely. Okay, those were the headline insights. Thematic insights. We've gotten quite a few different ideas for activities that we can do, which in the action plan it says that we will aim to cover some of them.
Yeah.
We will not be able to cover all of them.
No.
Naturally. For example, unlimited amounts of cats.
Yes. Not possible.
Nope.
Probably not desirable either.
No. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Some things we did talk about the celebrations. I think it's really cool that they
Yeah.
are also able to put into words that we love being celebrated and we want to continue being celebrated and celebrated even more.
Definitely.
And that is also the young people recognizing that what they're doing and how they're growing is great and
Yeah.
is showing growth from their part.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't know about you, but not everyone's really great at acknowledging when we're doing something great.
No, it's true. I mean, as a society, I don't think we are very good at celebrating success. And it's really, really important, both for ourselves to receive that and to be able to give it to other people. And wouldn't the world be a better place if we could all say to each other every day, I really love you for this, or I really appreciate it when you did that.
Yeah.
So I think our young people are going to grow up very well adjusted, feeling very cared for and loved. And from that stable base, they'll be able to do amazing and wonderful things.
Yeah, and build confidence.
Yeah.
And I really like that culture of doing that because I used to do about 6 years ago, I started telling my friends, hey, I need some encouragement.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great. And another thing that I really liked in what they asked for is life skills training, cooking, budgeting, emotional health, history. When you come from a dysfunctional home, all these things are things you might not be trained in as normally in your upbringing. Yeah. So it's really good as well that they're able to put that into words that they want to learn because they're also starting to prepare for the eventual day when they're leaving care.
Yeah, so I think in the past that's been really tricky because it's been a case of when the young person has reached 18 or sometimes 16, we've been told the placement's ending now, the young person loses their home in effect and has to go into independent living in the past. And that's really not good for most young people. 16 is way too young. So with our young people, most of them will stay till at least 18, and our carers make sure they know that it is still the home. They can go back, visit, have Sunday lunch, that sort of thing, that if they go to university that they matter. And the skills that they need, yes, it's very patchy and inconsistent what skills young people get and what opportunities they have. So with us, we really encourage things like try horse riding, boxing, whatever it is. Everybody is going to be good at something, so we need to find out what exactly that is. And basic skills like riding a bike or swimming, a lot of young people will miss out on. I remember 2 children that were fostered a while ago, and the carer took them swimming and they were screaming. They wouldn't even get in the water because it was one of those pools that had like a metal base, and they thought it was a sink and they were going to go down the plug hole, bless them. So like by understanding and getting to know them and what their fears are, you can reassure them and they can now swim, yay.
And they did not go through a plug hole.
They did not, bless them.
Oof, yeah, exactly. I think one thing that I'm seeing as well with Apex Fostering is when I first came in, we talked through the values of Apex Fostering. And to me, I was like, yep, the staff members are all reflecting this. We are taking self-responsibility. We're having fun. We're focusing on team and collaboration. Those are 3 out of 6 ones. But now as well, as I'm seeing the carers more and more and meeting more and more of the young people, because the carers are holding these values so much, I'm also seeing that these are really good values for life. And we're seeing that the children are picking up on it because in the work that the foster carers are doing, they are focusing on those values and bringing those values onto these young people.
Yeah.
And it's not often that company values is actually life-changing for someone.
No,
But
no.
Ours are.
They are. And those, our values around self-responsibility, integrity, having fun, teamwork, we reflect those every day in our homes and in the way we work. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Our young people definitely reflect, kindness and thoughtfulness, and it's lovely to see.
It really is. It really is. I will just quickly mention what we are doing well, because I'm more interested in what needs improvement. But what we're doing well is loving Apex events, frequent mentions of warm and trusted Apex staff, which I know you work really hard to build a good team.
Yep.
And also describe their homes and placements as family-like and supportive. Those are all things we love. Now, for the things we can do better.
Yes.
A few people have asked for better academic help, handwriting, tutoring. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, so with some of the young people, they've missed out quite a lot on school, and they're way behind where they would have been if they'd been in a stable family home. So as part of some of the packages, we have tuition added in so that people will come in the evening and help them get up to speed, or in the holidays. And we'll make sure that carers are doing the homework with the children as well, reading them stories, really spending the time that's needed to invest in, again, bringing them up to where they would be.
Yeah, good. Older children suggested separating activities by age. I think there is that generally when you have we're not a massive agency.
No.
We have, how many kids do we have placed now?
We have 48 children as of today, and that is from literally 0 to 17. So, and also we cover quite a large geographical area. So it's not something we're able to do too much at the moment, but as we grow and get bigger, which we will, then we will look to offer specific activities for young people based on their age more.
A lot of our young people are neurodivergent as well and might prefer some quieter activities or more specific activities. These are all things that we want to be able to offer as we're growing. Obviously, the size of the agencies currently have posing a few limitations, but this is a promise that we will be doing the best that we can with the resources that we have.
Yeah.
Now, this one. Some expressed quiet sadness about not living with birth families. I think it is natural for young people to be feeling this when they are in foster care. But how do we support them and make them feel seen in feeling these feelings and reassuring them?
Yeah, it's very difficult because children don't always see what's going on, like the bigger picture, and nor do they realise until they're in a different family environment that it's not normal for your parents to be taking drugs of an evening or to be shouting and hitting each other. So they may have nothing to compare it against, but they often still will love their parents because they're their parents and that's all they've known. So in acknowledging that, there'll usually be contact with birth parents, which the foster carers support. We make sure that carers understand that that can feel quite difficult, that they're not to say anything negative about birth parents in front of the children. As part of their welcome box, we give them a scrapbook and a photo frame. They choose what they want to put into it, and it may be that it's family members. Sometimes we have sibling groups of 6, 8, which is really sad, and they're split, and they might be split all over the country and only get to see each other a few times a year when they'll meet up in a soft play area or something. So even though the children might not be living with the family either short or long term, it's really important that we allow them to hold a sense of them in their hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Okay, we will be going into the action plan very soon, but I do want to say a few quotes first. So, one of them is from someone age 17. I definitely get my word in, and decisions are made in my best interest. Age 9. Yes, I feel involved. I like being in meetings at school. This is good. We also have, from all variety of different ages, the events are magical. I like seeing everyone. We actually had one that said, it's amazing, nothing could be better, which I love the optimism of children. You know what? We'll take it. We know we know what we can do better.
We're doing a good job, but we can still always do better.
Exactly. And then one thing, and I believe that I was having this conversation, or maybe we had a few different children who said this, but they said, don't give up after one challenging child. Keep going.
Yeah.
One thing that I saw a lot in this report, what they wanted to tell potential carers was, do not give up on me.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very sad thing, that kind of their first thing that they want to, make people be aware of is, do not give up on me, or do not give up on the children. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to understand if you haven't been through what it's like living in a really dysfunctional, stressful, abusive home. You don't know what's going to happen next, and that home could have been very unpredictable. So when you go... When you move into a foster home, you don't know if these are going to be safe people or if they're going to be people that are going to hurt you as well. So you're kind of waiting for the raised voice. You're waiting for somebody to hit you or to molest you. You really are on alert all the time. That does not disappear straight away. It takes months, sometimes years, for young people to develop the kind of trust, and it just doesn't come straight away. When it does, it's lovely and it's wonderful. So we're looking for people that understand a child might actually reject you because they're so scared you're going to reject them. One of the first young people we had was 12 years old, and he would swear at his carer and run off and not go to school. But if she went to the toilet, he would sit outside the door. He was so worried that she might leave him. And so over time, we want to build a really secure attachment between our children and carers so that there is a lot of trust. And then from that base, they can really start to thrive.
Yeah, beautiful. Yep. Oh, good heavens. Okay. We have covered all of our key insights from the report. I will say we mentioned that some had requested learning focused or skill-based activities.
Yeah.
1 in 3 requested that. A lot of the time it was the over 14, but this is a really good thing as well. It shows self-initiative and want to learn. Now, let's talk the action plan, and this is also our public accountability stage.
Yes.
So, first of all, activities. As we mentioned, young people had suggestions. Our action is that we will continue to seek their views on the activities and act on some of their suggestions.
Yeah, young people and carers get to choose the activities. We don't choose them for them. They make suggestions and we go, okay, what's the most popular? Yes, we'll do that.
Empowerment. We will offer young people an online course to help them chair their own meetings.
Yeah.
Social work staff will liaise with local authorities in order to ensure that young people have this opportunity. if someone is not familiar with what it means to chair their own meetings, say that they are a potential carer, what does this mean?
Yeah, so a few times a year there's what's called a child review meeting, and education, sometimes parents, social workers, other interested parties will come together and talk about how the young person is doing and if they need any additional support. And also, like, where are they and what's the plan for the future? So it's really good, really important, I think, for young people to be involved in those meetings.
Absolutely. Lovely. All panel members will ask a question, at least one question, from our young people. Tell us more about this list.
Yeah, so we asked young people, if you were interviewing somebody to be a foster carer, what would you want to ask them? And we put them into a list, and every time somebody comes to be hopefully approved at panel, one of the panel members will ask 1 or 2 questions from that list.
Okay, great. Lovely. Next on quarterly bulletin. We want young people to have their voice and to be able to talk about their experiences of being in care. One of the young people will edit content and oversee a document, which will contain poems, artwork, articles, interesting information, and competition for our young people. We've set this for March 2026, but we already started having the conversation with the young person we would like to be engaged in this with, and they are really excited to partake in it. Yeah. So the ball is rolling.
Yeah.
But yes, it is beautiful to have a little bit of a newsletter with that is by the children, for the children, or by the young people, for the young people.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's a great way for young people to learn additional skills, and it's partly therapeutic as well, to be able to talk about their journeys. And some young people want to do that through words, poetry, stories, some through song and some through artwork. So whatever they want to do, they can. They might do reviews on movies or bands or computer games. So I'm really excited to see where this goes, really, because we'll have minimal input into it other than supporting them to pull it together.
Yeah. And I think that is also one of the ways that we're trying to get them excited about life. And you know, youth is to trial and figure out what you like and what you don't like. And so that is why we highlight programs, for example, like the Share Foundation, who has financial education program, which everyone should do anyways.
Yes, definitely.
But also has a creative and communications type of program, which they can engage in. They can also get financial incentives from that.
Yeah.
But it's not just in the programs that we try to highlight and offer. It is also in the culture of our team. For example, when you and I go and we record on the sofa with Sal at a carer's place, we will bring in the young people, and it will take a little bit longer time, but we are very happy to show them how does videoing work? Why are we putting the lighting here? Why are we, choosing to set the camera here? And some of them do not care, and some of them loves it, and some of them grabs my phone and runs away and shoots and takes videos in the garden. So there's all different varieties of engagement, but it's just, I think it's in the culture of our team as well to bring the young people in on them so that they can get excited about things.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing we've spoken about for next year is that we're going to have an art competition and open that to any looked after young person across the country. Art's really important part of being able to express yourself, not about whether it's perfect or not, but just whether you use photography, sculpture, painting, whatever it is. We want to encourage young people to get in touch with their feelings and to be able to express them in a productive way.
Absolutely. And we do have a lot of planning left to do for that still.
Yes.
But there are, multiple ways. Yes, the art side, but also, like you mentioned, people might write a review for something, or maybe they make a collage for their video games, or maybe someone loves to cook and they've decided to make canapes. of some sort, and they might taste amazing and they might not, but we will
still put the recipe in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I know sometimes I go visit carers and the young people cook for me.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm a terrible cook, I'll be honest, so I appreciate anyone cooking for me.
That is very lovely. Yeah, I love that. Exactly. So an event like that is also a great way for young people to engage and trial different things.
Yeah.
If we have a future event, master of event organization.
Just thought we could have like an Apex Master Chef.
Oh
and
my
we could
gosh,
get all the young
so
people, do a recipe, cook it, we'll come and taste it, and then we have to judge it. That would be cool.
That would be
That's
super
next
cool.
year.
Yes. Yes, indeed, next year. Great. Let's move on. Recognition. A number of young people wanted to be recognized in a more formal way. I'm going to read this word by word because, again, accountability. We have an achievement tree to recognize achievement in the Apex newsletter. The business manager sends a praise on a postcard when young people have done particularly well. You are the business manager. One young person spoke of attending a local authority award ceremony where every young person received an award, and these were placed in a display case with separate compartments with young people's names on certificates, which were highlighted from the section.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit more about what recognition looks like for Apex Fostering in 2026.
Yeah, so it's an area we want to develop more. So we're going to do that, and we'll tie it into the Christmas event next year. But I love the idea of having certificates rolled up with ribbons on them, and the young people. I kind of had a vision in my head of, because we have the achievement tree, if we can do it and make it like an indoor tree sculpture thing and hang them all off of that, and then they go and find their names.
Yes.
And maybe we have one or two like exceptional awards as well. I think that would be brilliant.
I think it would be awesome. Absolutely. We love celebrating our people as well. Life skills. Apex has done some work with the Share Foundation and have promoted this to carers so that young people can be encouraged to undertake their life skills course and receive incentives. They also have a creativity and communications course. We mentioned that briefly. And we are in conversation with an app that will help with developing skills before young people leave care as well as after.
Yeah. And also the YES program, the Youth Enterprise Scheme, which is part of Entrepreneur Scheme, which is part of the Action Coach Foundation, enables young people to develop business skills in the hope they might want to set up their own business. So I think one of the things we've done in the last few months with your help is to be more outward looking and go, there are things already out there that we can access rather than setting something up from scratch. These people know what they're doing more than we do, and we want our young people to benefit from as much support, life skills work that they can.
Absolutely. And if you are a care leaver or you know care leavers, we will be having an interview about care leavers and the support they get and don't get, and how to support that process better next week with Dougie Stringer from Skills to Thrive. This interview will come out in December, so keep your eyes open. But it is an interesting conversation also based on statistics around really care leavers are not set up for win in the same way that the general population is. How do we change that? So again, all of these things that we're doing with the Share Foundation, with the interview with Dougie, potential other support tools for care leavers, the YES program, all things we are doing from our end to help combat those statistics of young people not in education or training.
What we want to do is we want to close the gap. We want to close the gap for young people that are looked after, not feeling loved, cared for, having a stable base. We want to close the gap in terms of skills, abilities, opportunities that they have access to. And if we do that, then we're going to level the playing field.
Yes. Thank you so much for this. I'm really excited about how we are going to continue building a child-centered agency, and it's so cool to be part of the journey that you started. How long ago?
So I registered the name in Jan 2021. Because of COVID, we actually took our first young people in August 2021. So 4 years we've been going now, and we've grown quite quickly, really. And but now I feel like we have all our systems, processes, staffing, everything solid is in place, and that's a really good base to grow from now.
Absolutely, yes it is. Thank you so much also for your openness and honesty about these things and your willingness to be held accountable, which goes out to everyone who is on the Apex team, both staff and carers.